everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Scream from 1996.
You're not scared, are you?
Someone has taken their love of fear one step too far.
We know you're not the killer.
Solving this mystery
Everybody's a suspect!
is going to be murder.
Who are you?
The question is, where am I? We all go a little mad sometimes.
Scream, the new thriller from Wes Craven, rated R.
Scream stars Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Matthew Lillard, Drew Barrymore, and is directed by horror maestro himself, Wes Craven. The plot of Scream is that after a series of mysterious deaths befalls their small town, an offbeat group of friends led by Sidney Prescott, portrayed by Neve Campbell, become the target of a mass killer. And that's the plot of Scream. What did I like about Scream? There's actually a lot to like in this movie. This is one of those movies that kind of reinvented the horror genre, especially the slasher genre, because at this point, the horror genre was kind of dead. So yeah, this kind of brought some new light into the horror genre and make it become popular again. And honestly, I would say I kind of have to give thanks to this movie, because if this movie never came out, if there was no movie at that current point that reinvented the slasher genre, or just the horror movie genre in general, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I wouldn't be as big of a horror fan as I was today, if one at all. So I definitely see the importance that the movie Scream has on cinematic history. I definitely recognize it, and I thank it for that. And honestly, there's a lot of really great stuff in this movie. It plays on, horror movie cliches and that, and it's like, kind of has a comedy aspect to it. There's a lot of, funny stuff in this movie. But at the same time, there's a lot, it's mainly horror. It drives from that horror aspect, and, the main group of characters, everybody in this universe has seen the horror movies we've seen. You name it. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th. I also really like all the actors. I also really like Neve Campbell, Sidney Prescott. She does a really good job in this. And honestly, I thought this was the first movie I've ever seen Neve Campbell in. Which is basically the case, but I did at least hear her voice. She voiced a character in the direct-to-DVD Disney movie Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. I didn't know that she was in that movie, so, and I was a kid when I saw that film, and then I saw Scream afterwards, so, now I'm starting to make the connection, so. Also, we got David Arquette as Deputy Dewey Riley. He's a really good character. We got Courtney Cox as the news reporter, Gail Weathers, and honestly, for the most part, I really fucking hated her character. The only other time I really got to really like her was, the stuff between, her and Dewey, David Arquette. And I guess that's probably because at the time, they were, either they were married or started to have romantic feelings towards each other, but, so yeah, their chemistry was believable because it was real, even for the actors, so I did like that. I did not necessarily care for her character, though. I think her character does improve in the sequels. You also got Jamie Kennedy as Randy, and he's really good. He would probably have to be my favorite character in this whole movie. I definitely relate to him more than any of the other characters. In fact, probably within my group of friends, I would be the Randy. And also you got Matthew Lillard as Stewart, and Skeet Ulrich, I think, as Billy Loomis. Their characters are probably, don't have the most time dedicated toward them. And I think I know the reason why, which I'll get into spoilers here at some point, so there's already a warning there, but I'll mention when I get to spoilers then. And there's a lot of Easter eggs in this movie for horror fans, actually. There's a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street Easter eggs, Halloween Easter eggs. In fact, there's times where they're actually, you're watching them watch the original Halloween. what did I not like about this film? Honestly, there's times where I feel like, after rewatching it today, I felt like there were times where, because of the fact they did pull a lot of, like, you know, mocking horror film cliches and that, which they do good on a lot of, they do good in a lot of the scenes, but there are certain moments I feel like they were originally cliches in their movie that they turned around and actually tried to end up mocking their own cliches, so it just felt like that to me, you know, like just almost an excuse to, you know, not fix anything with that. So. And honestly, I will say the music is honestly not that memorable, at least compared to music like Halloween theme, Friday the 13th theme, Nightmare on Elm Street theme, you know, like these musical scores for Scream is just not as memorable as those. But the music overall is fine, it's just it's not memorable. So I'm going to get into some spoilers here. If you do not want to be spoiled by this movie, skip to this time card right here. If you're someone who doesn't mind spoilers, I guess keep on watching. But either way, you have been warned. So, the thing is like, this movie focuses on Sidney Prescott, Neve Campbell's character. Basically, her mother was killed a year ago, and they're starting to think that the death of her mother and who killed her and that, like might be related to these new group of killings that are going on. So it's really a whodunit story, like trying to figure out who the killer is, and the killer being the Ghostface killer, which is really iconic look. Which this is a very, I mean, just look at it. How could it not be iconic? And this is actually kind of a creepy mask. See, look at it. Look at it. So yeah, and he also has like this like black robe. Which, by the way, fun fact is, for you guys who don't know, this mask and costume is actually, like, from the film, was actually made by a company called Fun World. So they actually, like, the movie studio bought the license to get these made for the film. So yeah. Hello, Sydney. So yeah, so it's basically a whodunit story, trying to figure out who the Ghostface killer is. And at the end of the film, there's a plot, like there's a twist ending, sort of, where, like, you would think it's just one killer. No, it's two. And the killers who we find out to be is, Stu, Matthew Lillard's character Stu, and Skeet Ulrich's character Billy Loomis. So yeah, they're the two killers. They're also the ones who killed Sidney's mother. In fact, early on in the film, Sidney did suspect Billy to be the killer, which Billy being her boyfriend, I forgot to mention. And he even gets arrested and everything. So you would think, you know, like, and then they had the killer call Sidney Prescott, and it's like, who could it be? And it's like, and once you found out there are two killers, and there's a Stuart and that's Stu and Billy are working together, it's like, oh, now I see, like, I get what was going on. So during that time, Billy was in jail, and Stu probably called Sidney. So I'm going to give Scream a 4 out of 5 stars. It's not perfect. I think it's, like, I wouldn't say overhyped. Like, it wasn't a overhyped movie, but I think it's been overhyped since it came out over the following years. I do appreciate what it did for the horror genre at the time. But, I mean, I still think it's a good movie. I really recommend it. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.